Welcome to what is the second episode on the creative perspective, where we talk about negative cycles, negative loops that reoccur in our life. We do apologize for the audio that's a bit out of tune, as we are using our audio directly from our camera, and this is because our mic somehow disconnected during this recording, and we do apologize in this regard. We are doing our best to try and improve the quality, to try and improve the audio quality and the video quality both together so we can give you a better experience. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this episode. So today we are discussing negative patterns and the patterns that we experience every single day in our lives. The negative patterns that keeps us stuck in the same life, the same loop every single year, every single time, and identifying that and breaking through those patterns.
First of all, it's always important to know what is a negative cycle and what is a learning curve.
Sure.
A negative cycle is something where you want to do a thing, but just as you, reach to that thing, you fall back to where you started from. There's a difference between that cycle and trying to ride a bicycle. Because don't confuse the two. By trying to ride a bicycle, it's like getting up, falling down. Getting up, falling down. It's like walking. Imagine if everybody had to give up the first time they fell as babies. No, it's not for me, the walking.
Sure.
We all would have been paralyzed. But with the cycle, it's something different. It's where you go for the thing, you put everything in, whole heart and soul, everything, but you fall back.
Sure.
And you go back again, and it's at times not things that you have done wrong. It's because it's in the lineage, it's in your generation, like if I can put it that way. Like in your family, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
Where your father used to work, but he never eat the fruits of his labor.
And that is what you grow up with, and
You
that is
grow
what
up
you
with.
think is normal.
There's finances coming in, but all you remember is to walk with a piece of paper, going asking by the neighbor for more money. And that becomes a norm. And now when you become big, you won't ask maybe by your neighbor money, but you will run to the bank.
Yep.
So when you are faced with a challenge where it needs finances, the first thing your mind will lead to, where can I borrow money?
Where can I make a loan?
Which is not what you have done. It is how it's been passed on to you, yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is at times the hard sore part, where we start to do things not intentionally. It comes as second
Nature.
nature, but it's the wrong thing.
So you're actually saying that some negative patterns come from
Get
your
passed
parents,
down. Get passed
comes
down.
from
Yeah.
their parents,
Yeah.
comes from their
Parents.
parents.
That's correct. Yeah.
Sure. So negative patterns actually, they go way back.
That's it.
Negative patterns can go way back, depending, I would say, depending on your upbringing.
Yes, definitely the first thing.
Depending on your upbringing, because if you do come from that background where you were not allowed to do this, or you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, but you don't know why you shouldn't do it. You just know, don't do this, or this is how I'm going to teach my child when they grow up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this, I'm gonna do that. That's what my mother did. That's what her mother did, or their father did, and that's how it keeps going. That's how it keeps going.
That's it.
It's like the scenario you told me just now about the guy speaking to his wife, asking his wife to make the
chicken
The
for him.
chicken.
Whole chicken.
the whole chicken. Just say the story again so we can just get back to.
Yeah, it was this guy. He just got married, and yeah, he asked his wife that he would love to have a lekker whole chicken. It's what they call the whole bird. He must just cook it up for him. And when he got home, it was like in pieces. And it went the first time, he thought, no, it might have been a mistake or something. But the second time around again, and the third time, he said no. And that caused them to have some quarrels because of chicken. It's not because of the chicken, it's about the instruction. And he said because he applied wisdom, he said no, he's going to ask the mother, why is she doing this? Just to find out her mother was also doing it, cutting the chicken up. And he said, no, man, it cannot be. Why did you? And her words to him was, I saw my mother doing it. Her granny, his wife's granny. And when he got to the granny, he said, Mama, I asked my wife to cook for me a whole chicken. Why is it that? Because all of them says that they saw you cutting the chicken up. Why is that? Her answer to him was, because the pot was too small, my son.
Sure.
The moral of the story is that she had all the pots, the sizes, but in her mind was, I have to cut it up because that is what I saw my mother doing.
So and generations and generations,
that's
it
the
continues
power.
like that.
That's the power how a negative pattern can be transferred. You see, so that's the danger of that.
So patterns, seeing the granny cut it up, but obviously her reasons was the pot was too small, so she couldn't fit the whole chicken and she had to cut the chicken up.
That's it, yeah.
Her daughter just saw it and did it. And then her daughter did the same thing, just cutting it up, not understanding the actual reason why they are cutting it up. So that to say that in the patterns that we find ourselves in, a lot of the things that we used to do a certain way, we apply it right now in today's age the same way, but it's not working out.
That's it.
But the challenge is we cannot use the same methods we used to use back then, using it now and thinking that it's going to work for now.
That's it.
That's not how a lot of things don't work that way.
That's it.
So now you're trying to figure out, but my dad used to do this. Why is it not working for me? I'm trying to do it this way. I saw that one doing it that way that time when I was younger. It's not working out. But the times are different. Situations has changed. Times has changed. Mindsets has changed. So there's no way you can do things the same way the way people used to do it in the past. And I think that's where we continue with patterns, because we are trying to still do the same thing. It's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, but you are doing the same thing. You cannot get a different result. Same thing with the patterns. You are experiencing the same pattern every single time. Yeah, you'll get the same result every single time.
That's it. You see, that comes when it's like they say, an answer can hide itself from everything except the right question. I'm going to repeat that again. An answer can hide itself from everything except a right question. We were taught we mustn't ask questions.
Sure.
You must just accept things. So there we were already programmed to be silent. But that Christ himself answered a question with a question. He loves questions so much. When they ask him, "Who are you?" his response was, "Who do you say I am?" You get what I'm saying? So, whereas a lot just accept things, we don't have time to question a lot of things because we think it has to be that way.
Sure.
It's in your house as well, how you do things, how you operate, how you behave. We don't become quiet to ask ourselves, what is this all about?
Where did this start?
Where did it come from? I saw my mom and my dad quarreling. And now it comes to a point where I oh, I also do that with my brother now and with my sister or for my colleagues or what, because it's normal. It's not because I want to do it, but that is what I saw. We never were taught how to deal with certain things. May it be a misunderstanding or something or whatever. May it be with our finances, how we handle our finances. We were never taught how to save and put this and do that and do that. And now a lot of us are in negative cycles. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, relationally, financially.
And it just drains you.
And these are the things we have to get our ducks in a row. But these are the most areas targeted to get the wrong things. It's like they say, you will never see 150 rand note, a fake 150 rand note. Why? Because it's not an original. The original is 100 rand, so there will be a fake 100 rand. Yep. And guess what? It is just the ones that knows what a original feels like and is like. It would know when a fake comes.
Sure.
So when a negative pattern tries to hit your life, it comes in with just being with friends. You will know the first, the second week, hey, I'm too much with you guys. This is gonna get me like in a negative cycle.
Yep.
It will affect my relationship with my family. So now, knowing, you ask, but why do I need to be every week out with people? Because the bait is, the hook is in to get you into a cycle, but you identifying being out. It's not normal for you. Now you start to question that. And by questioning, you get your answer. So that's how it is. We have to come back and ask questions. Why is this? Why am I where I'm at right now? Do I like the position where I'm at? Do I like where I work now? Do I like how I treat other people? Do I like X, Y, and Z? It's like they say, you are not a tree, so you can move. It's only trees that cannot move, but human beings can.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the negative things, vibes around you, you choose to stay in there. You don't have to, but you can move. It depends on you.
The other day, I was speaking to a friend that came by, and he's working at a delivery company, delivering things. So but I wasn't exactly sure what he was doing. So then he showed me with the company he's working for and what he's doing, and he said he's working so hard. He's driving up and down. He's doing this and doing that, and he's trying to make a living for himself. He has a daughter. He wants to get married and whatever. So now he's telling me how his job is keeping him in this place, and they're not paying him enough for him to be able to get out of this. He just can't get out of it. It's impossible for him to live a better lifestyle or to live a better life to be able to provide for his daughter. And then immediately that came to me, and I told him that you need to understand that this starts with you. This is the only reason why you are stuck in this is because you are saying you are stuck in it. The only reason why you are not being able to get out of it is because that's what you believe. So the only way for you to get out of this is if you are going to change your mindset in regards to this thing that you are in.
Definitely.
So if you want to break the cycle, you need to get out of this thing in your mind. First, break out of it, because if you are going to continue saying the same things, you're going to stay there. So break out of it in your mind, and then you have the power and the ability to determine what happens next for yourself. And well, obviously he was a bit, emotional about it, and he didn't know that no one has ever spoken to him that way before. No one has ever released those words upon him for him to realize that this he can get out of this.
There is a way out.
It's a mindset thing. But he was caught, and he's still caught in a negative pattern, and it's for him to break out of it. But a lot of us are caught in the negative patterns because of ourselves, because of repeated mistakes, because of habits, because of things we just end up doing every single time over and over. So,
and a big thing that I also, what just came up to me now is that a negative cycle amongst most of the men, it's pornography.
Yep.
It's a cycle where, and guess what? Where it started with one picture like on the phone, scroll past. That they say when you are on a phone, it takes 2 seconds for the device or that to get your attention. Sure. And now they know. Now they just send things like that.
The things that you are watching or looking at.
5 seconds. I think 2 to 5 seconds.
Sure.
It is the max time they need for you to know the data behind the scenes, to know this one has stared now, say 5 seconds or so, at this picture of sex or whatever. And now guess what? Not long there, it pops up again.
They feed that to you.
They feed that. And now you try to, but now you don't come and say, right, I'm going to stop this thing. I'm going to check how can I block this thing or get a system how to can deal with this thing. Now that thing feeds 5 second goes to now
an hour,
goes to, and now you start to walk around now, and that lasts, and now you try to isolate yourself so that you can get more pictures like this. That is a negative pattern, and that thing can are transferable. That thing are transferable. If you don't deal with it, it's gonna destroy. If you are married, it's gonna destroy you.
Yep.
If you are not married, it's gonna hunt you in your marriage if you don't take time now to deal with it. It's not bad now, as you might think, but seek counsel. NB, seek counsel. It's gonna destroy, it's gonna catch up. I had to deal with that as well. It's not a thing to feel ashamed of. If you are faced with that thing right now, it can be dealt with. So seek out there. The main thing is to come out of the dark. Get yourself out of the dark right now, and you will see help is at your disposal.
Yeah.
Sure.
So with the patterns that we are caught in, like you just mentioned, these are negative patterns. Then you need to ask the questions of why, how, when, like where did it start, where does it come from, and then dealing with it.
That's correct.
Coming out into the light with whatever it is that you are caught in a cycle with, the pattern that you are continuously in. A lot of people are caught in private negative patterns.
Wow.
Nobody knows about it.
Yo.
No one, no, you don't see it. You see the person, they look normal, they look fine, everything is. But personally, on their own, even married people on their own, dealing with those
That's
private negative patterns. And those are the type of things. Negative patterns can destroy relationships. Negative patterns can destroy things that are supposed to come to you.
It will isolate you.
It can't come to you because you are isolated.
That you can go to a psychologist, can go to a doctor, and that, let's take it, if you go to a doctor,
Yeah.
he will ask you, why are you here? Then you will tell him.
You will tell him exactly why you are there.
Doc, I think I have a cold because my nose is blocked, my nose is running, I have this cough, yeah, and blah blah blah. The reason for that, why did you have to tell him? Because he is the doctor. You can just come and sit there, but you have to tell him. So what am I saying? If you are then 100% with that, why is it so difficult for you to patterns and to go to somebody,
and speak
a
up.
doctor, a financial doctor, a relational doctor, an emotional doctor, or whoever,
In whatever area.
in whatever area you find yourself in. You cannot go to a plumber when you want your house to be built. You cannot go to a doctor when you want your tiles to be done. You go to the tiling doctor. You go to the plumbing doctor that works with piping. Yet they work with shit. You have a shit problem. You sort it out.
Yep.
By a plumber that's accredited. So why is it that we try to we are open with these things, to go to a doctor with the cold with that, but when it comes to things, a sick that is a negative pattern that is eating away our lives, may it be porn, may it be private and affair, may it be whatever, may it be a gambling problem, or whatever. The first thing is to run to somebody that you know that can guide you on that thing and give you steps, because when you get the medication, you do exactly as the doctor tells you to do. One tablet 3 times a day, but eat before you take it. So why not apply that in your personal life? May it be there are those that have a negative pattern by stealing. It's not that they are bad people, but because of that negative pattern, it cuts them away from all the potential relationships that they can grow with. And because of the pattern, they don't want to acknowledge that part. KJ lost Lynette, you just leave them at your milk coffee. When you come back, it's black coffee. They are so skilled. But the same skill you use, or the time you use to think out how you can steal again, or how you can watch again a thing, or steal again, or do whatever, a negative thing, it's the same time and effort it takes to can develop a positive pattern. So yeah, that's it.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening. However you are listening to this, however you are watching this, thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with the people that needs it. And comment. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you think. And so we can engage with you. So we can have a open connection, an open relationship. So we can know what's happening on your side as well.
If there is anything that you would like us to talk about, feel free to drop it down and we'll take it from there. Thank you.